So when you left uni, was motor trade always your ambition? Was it, was that the business you wanted to do?
Not really. I went in because I was working for various companies throughout university. I've always been encouraged to. You had a job from the age of 16 and a half.
Okay.
I think that's what was legal at the time. And I worked various jobs. Worked at Curry's, McDonald's, UCI Cinemas. I've done all the usual kind of student jobs. And I think that built a lot of backbone. It built a lot of kind of knowledge of how things work, how big businesses operate. So it's
just on that point, Asians, we tend to want our kids to leave the university and come straight into the business.
Yeah.
How important is it to work outside first and get the experiences of working for non-family, just say? How important is that, and then bring them skills back into the business?
That's exactly it. I think you've nailed it on the head. I think because I worked at so many different companies, worked for a number of financial companies as well during university, and when I finished university, my actual course was I was actually going to move to London, go and get a job. I was applying to all the banks, I was applying to all the accountancy firms, and it was actually guidance from my sisters at the time and some of my elder cousins, and they actually said, look, you've got an opportunity that most people don't. You've got a family business, you've got a successful business already running, and if you kind of go the route, live in London, live in a cardboard box, we'll work, be on the tubes every morning, it'll be a hard life, it'll be what most people have to go through.
Yeah.
But you have got this opportunity to kind of go into business with your family.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit, because I worked for so many different companies, it was a little bit foreign to me.
Yeah.
But I did it. I kind of took the plunge. But unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, I only lasted about 6 months actually working in the firm.
Okay.
And then when you say the motor trade, I've never really, I never worked in motor trade jobs before. It was just something that I always used to be interested in.
Okay.
So I've always had an interest in cars since an early age. So the minute I was 17, I started.
But the skills that you picked up from working away from the family business, looking back at now, how important do you think that those skills were that you're now implementing in your business today?
Massive. It was, I'd say one of the biggest influences was I had a very short stint working at McDonald's in Monkspath.
Yes.
And it was a hard job. A lot of respect to people that are working day to day in positions like that. It's very hard. It's very hard going. But I learned. You saw the business machine. McDonald's is one of the most successful, well, if not the most successful franchise business in the world. Yeah. And the operations, the processes, the systems that they've got in place, awesome. Yes. Yeah, absolutely perfected to the T. So it's very, very good to have that kind of exposure at that age.
Yes. It is important, isn't it, to I mean, when you work in the family business, you're kind of in a bubble. Yeah. And also you don't get the opportunity to learn how others do it. And I think from others you learn how to do it and how not to do it as well.
Exactly.
So the outside experience and the external experience is very important, which then you can obviously develop and bring it back into your own business. Yeah. So I think working outside for non-family, because they will treat you like an employee, not like a son.
That's it.
Like an employee, and there'll be no
privilege.
No privileges. So why the motor trade then?
Well, like I said, it was always something I was interested in. I've always been